You're watching a Cardi Kaizoku video, aren't you?
Cardi Kaizoku.
This video is sponsored by Card Market, Europe's largest online marketplace for trading card games. This video is sponsored by Sleeve Chief. Sleeve Chief is cooking up a new deck box. It's their China to Go series. Now you can truly say that you spent all your food money on cards. You can also get these border sleeves to go along with it. Best of all, the deck box only costs 25 euros.
屌你老母，咁鬼平，有冇搞錯啊？
Pick it up when it releases this Sunday, September 15th. And as always, use code CARDKaizoku for an additional 5% off your order. Alright, we're going to be doing a live reaction to the Bandai Card Game Fest Finals in Dallas 2024, I think it's called Nationals, right? Yeah, I was actually at the event, but I didn't catch the finals there because I was busy meeting other people, fans, other YouTubers, getting food, and then just being depressed in general. So yeah, this will be my first time watching it. I do know the result, and I do know the two decks, and I do know... Well, I guess that's all I know. So let's just watch how the game went. It was a pretty hype final. So we have Black Yellow Luffy versus Purple Blue Reiju. Between Jackson Hong, who was the second place last year for Nats, against Kai Oda. I think it's Ki. Or no, maybe it's probably Kai. But yeah, I think I can keep my avatar here because there's no hand cam, so I'm not going to block anything. And actually, let's make this 1.5 times playback. Alright. So they're still getting set up. It looks like Reiju Mulligan and Black Yellow Luffy kept. Yeah, Black Yellow Luffy being like the most represented deck at this tournament, I believe. Just super consistent and really like no weakness. I guess it's only weak against Bonnie, but then like every other deck in the meta plays well into Bonnie, so yeah, for consistency's sake and then just like matchup spread, Black Yellow Luffy seems to be the play. And surprisingly, Reiju made it to the end. That was not what I was expecting, but glad to see it. Right, Reiju finally gets to shine with that Red Purple Law around. So we'll continue to see Reiju maybe still be dominant in 08. That'd be interesting to see. Because yeah, Reiju got 0 representation in the East because of literally one deck. So glad to see how Reiju actually is at full power, right? We get to see it. So I can't tell who's going first. Actually, I have the audio off. Oh, it was like impossible for me to find this VOD. So thank you to MRO Gaming for reposting this so that I could watch it here. I'll link to this VOD in the description below. I don't know if it's like Bandai's fault for not having this VOD available or if it's the tournament organizer, but no. The PlayTCG ran this event like butter. It was one of the most smooth like tournaments I've been in. So props to them for this. Okay, so looks like Reiju did go first, and then Jackson just plays a Luffy and passes, and then Kai plays Event Searcher and finds a Niji. And then uses the stage to discard it to find the baby. So he has $1 left over. It could just be attack for 6. Now you don't want to attack Luffy at this point, right? You just pass. But he does attack for 6. Oh, he wants to go aggro. Huh. So I guess Reiju's game plan against Black Yellow Luffy is not to starve. It's just to like go full throttle. But yeah, Black Yellow Luffy will for sure take. They always love to take life. So 6 back at the Reiju. 1 down for a Garb, probably to look for Sabo or Luffy pieces, right? There's the 5-cost Luffy. That'll help him get to 0 even quicker. He plays the Sabo out. Does Reiju not run any ways to remove a 2-cost? No, the Niji does, right? So, I don't know. And Jackson knows that he has both combo pieces, right? He has the 4-cost in the discard and then the 2-cost in hand. Yeah, he plays it out. Oh, 3-cost, sorry. And plays it out and then kills the Luffy, yeah. Huh, I guess he's hedging his bet. Or I guess you could always just replay them with Gecko Moria later. Okay, maybe 1.5 is too fast because these guys are playing pretty quickly. Let me 1.2. So I have time to talk. So he Germa Kingdom a 4-cost Ichiji into discard and just plays out a Chopper to ramp. So we know he has another Niji in hand to pop the Sabo as well. Kind of interesting that he discarded the Ichiji, but maybe he's going for like a judge play to play it from the discard anyway later. He does have another one in hand, it looks like. So Luffy swings 6, and then Reiju takes, plays out the Luffy hardcasted. Does he use the effect? No, he doesn't. Okay, so he wants to stay healthy, actually. He doesn't want to get to 0 ASAP. Very, very interesting. Things that are like, I would consider non-standard, but they probably have like a level of understanding of the game where they know exactly why they do those things. Well, of course, why would they do it if they don't understand why? I just don't understand because I'm not at that level. So Reiju just swings 5. Yeah, I guess he catches on that, like, since Reiju is so aggro, they must have a way to kill them even if they use their 2-cost babies to buff himself. So Jackson being cautious of that. I'm saying Jackson instead of Black Yellow Luffy because Black Yellow is hard to say. What if I say like Bai Luffy? I don't want to say Bolalo, that's kind of hard to say. Bumblebee Luffy? Okay, so he hard casts in Ichiji, the Reiju player. I would just say Reiju and Luffy, right? Because I don't need to just distinguish them by color because they're the only 2 leaders here. Okay, plays out the 7-cost Ichiji. Gives minus 2k probably to the Luffy. It doesn't really matter, he can't block or anything. Now does he swing with it? Because Luffy did counter out the leader hit for 2k. He plays a chopper. Looks like he passes without attacking. So Reiju player knew that he could have gotten the 2k out of the Luffy player's hand and still keep him at 3 life, so he didn't attack with the Ichiji. That's like high level like bluffing and decision making there. Got pulled into a meeting for a second, but I'm back. Let's continue watching this VOD. Ooh, they do have like alternate camera angles here. Very cool, very cool. So there is Kuzan in the Luffy deck. I think he does run 4 of it. Yeah, it's like a tech change to the meta. They used to run aces instead, but now it's like half a black deck now with a bunch of cost reduction and removal, right? The Egghead Luffy on top of like the Kuzans, and then the Ice Ages in the deck now, and 10 cost Kuzan too, right? A lot of things that were answers to Black Yellow Luffy are just no longer are answers to them anymore. You can't just play big bodies and then like wait for them to exhaust all the counter in the Black Yellow Luffy's hand with the big swings at the 9k body, right? They have ways to kill those big bodies now, so that's why I think like I'm pretty sure this is the best deck in format at the moment. It's gotta be, right? Because the results, you know, most of the top 8 was this Luffy deck. So Reiju out to draw a couple cards here. Right, in total you draw 3, 2 from the Reiju character and 1 from the leader itself from when you minus Dawn. But yeah, Kuzan set up for the Luffy player out. Reiju player still has a bunch of Dawn to work with for the turn. At this point, if you do try to get them to 0, it's unlikely that you'll be able to finish because he only does have like 2 other attacks, right? The Ichiji and the leader. And you just make it easier for the opponent to get like Gekko Moria value. Because it should be almost at 10 Dawn right now. You can't really count how many there are, but yeah, at this point you do have to be more cognizant of when to attack. So he does swing 5 at lead. He thinks he can leave him at 2 and still be okay, it looks like. And Jackson does take, so he goes on to 2 life. So that would require the 5-cost Luffy taking a life and then like a Flampe or something to go to 0 if he wants to start looping. Let's see, Reiju still has 4 Dawn left over. Plays out the baby. Niji pops out the bigger one and then just kills the Sabo. So he doesn't get a free 2k buff that way. You need to spend Dawn to either hardcast the Sabo or play a Gekko Moria to bring him back. And then uses the stage. The Reiju can run Pudding. Pudding would devastate this Luffy deck because it does tend to have like a huge hand. Except not in this case because Jackson did counter quite a bit earlier on to keep his hand small. So maybe that's why he countered too. Not to stay healthy, but just to have his hand size less affected by Pudding. That could be a thing. But I don't believe I saw a Pudding in the Reiju's hand anyway, so still 4 remaining Dawn here. What can he do with it? He still has Ichiji as an attacker, but may not attack with them. And he has 2 chopper blockers. That's going to be pretty pivotal too, right? You can tank 2 11k hits from the Luffy leader because it's going to be an 11k sooner or later. That buys you 2 extra life, 2 extra turns to deal with the Luffy board. Okay, so it does. Did he pass? No. did not refresh. He just moved the cards to the side. So I thought he was gonna untap and refresh. Oh, he was still discarding for the German Kingdom stage, it looks like. Okay, so the turn did pass. Oh, sorry. The turn did pass. He attacked with Kuzan to get -4 cost or something, and then he countered 2. Here comes the Gekko Moria. Sorry, that was confusing. There's no like indicator to tell whose turn it is, and I have the audio off, so I can't. Well, I can't listen to the announcers and commentate at the same time too, because I'll just get confused. So Gekko out. What does he bring back? A Luffy and a Sabo, right? The babies. And then he does play Hyori with the 2 remaining Dawn, just to set up the Sabo, because he's not at 0 life yet, so it's not like the standard. Oh, he does the Egghead Luffy instead. So that kills Ichiji that he gave -4 cost to with the Kuzan. Yeah, see, he has removal to get rid of 7 costs, 8 costs, 9 costs, so it's no big deal anymore to develop big costed bodies against the Luffy player. So he develops a Gekko and then killed the Ichiji. Oh, where'd the chopper go? Wait a second. Wait, let me go back. Okay, so Egghead Luffy kills Ichiji. How did Chopper die? Luffy swung 8? No, Leader swung 7. Blocks with Chopper. Got it, okay. So he didn't want to counter out of a 7k. Got it, got it. Now we're all caught up. So German Kingdom to get rid of an Ichiji. I'm gonna pay more close attention and not go in the tangents and lose track of the board state. So he does find a Judge. He is at Dawn to play Judge. Not this turn, but... Oh, he is... Yeah, this turn. Right, he just didn't untap his Dawn yet. I believe he's at 9. So Judge would fill the board, but he'd need to get rid of 1 character. Maybe he gets rid of the Reiju and then replays it. See how he's separating his Dawn. So something for 3. He does have another Chopper in hand. So he's gotten to 3 Choppers. That's pretty good in this matchup, right? Be able to chump a lot of your Luffy elevated leader hits. A lot of decisions here. So it looks like he separated out 8 Dawn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ooh, okay, so he's going 9 with the Niji, so no Judge. Counters 3. Because he's a 7k base leader at the moment. Right, that's what makes him so difficult to play against him. So he does leader 5 into Kuzan, which dies. Huh, he doesn't want to save it for the Judge that's going to come out. I guess he knows that from this turn forward, he can get himself to 0 and then like Gekko Moria loop and stay at 9k every turn, so it doesn't really matter if he has a Judge out. Okay, so hardcast Ichiji out. Brings out the 7 costs onto the Luffy, but that doesn't do anything because they're not rested anyway. Does he get him to 0? You kind of have to, right? Or else you'll be in the position where they Gekko Moria loop and they can stay at 1 life while being at 9k if you don't get him to 0 now. Ooh, gets the Egghead Luffy trigger that kills Reiju before she can attack, but I don't think he was going to attack with her anyway. So 2 Dawn remaining. Just can play out the Chopper here. Right, just have a blocker up. Yep, he does play it. Ramps a rested Dawn, and then he's going to chump. So now when Gekko Moria does do his loop, Luffy does do the loop, he needs to use both of his life to get to 9k, right? He can't have that 1 life buffer because Ichiji did force him to go to 0. So good play on that. Right, at this stage you can't starve him anymore. You just gotta make it so that you have the optimal way to finish when he does run out of resources in hand. If he can run out of resources in hand. So Luffy player separating what he wants to bring back. It's gotta be at least 1 Egghead Luffy and then 1 Sabo. Right, your opponent's board only has 1 Ichiji, so 1 Sabo should be enough for now. Oh, but then Judge can bring out another one, but that's still just 2 Ichijis that can't be buffed to 9k. So pretty much safe with 1 Sabo for now, in my opinion. But I don't have too much experience with the deck, so especially not at these guys' level. This level is insane. honestly cannot predict what is going to happen, because these are two decks that I don't really play much either. So Luffy probably got buffed to 8k, right? It's free. They really should have made it. They really should have made it so that you do need to have discarded a card for it to have buffed, right? Just getting it even if you don't have life seems kind of too much, right? Too broken. There's a lot of strong effects in this game that are tied to having the activation costs actually be met, but for some reason this Luffy can do it even without life. So 8k at Niji it looked like, 8 into 6. I think it's not worth saving it. Oh, he saves it for 3k counter. So he's going to depend on Niji to chip away at the Luffy's hand, it looks like. Or I guess defending 8 into 6 is easier than defending 8 into 5, right? That would cost 4k counter. So Gekko Moria swings and he blocks with Chopper, plays the second Gekko Moria. Here comes the loop, so Luffy and... Ooh, he brings back a Kuzan actually. Huh. Interesting. I thought it was going to be a Sabo. So Kuzan Luffy, and then he'll stay at 1 life. So Kuzan draws him a card, and he pops the Egghead Luffy out, kills the blocker. I believe there's only 1 blocker chopper left in the deck, right? Okay, so he does swing 9 into the Ichiji, which dies, and then Gekko Moria can't attack yet. So that's the turn. So 7k base leader, Luffy, with 1 life. And opponent's board, who can only develop like 1 Ichiji max this turn. So that's why he felt safe doing that. It completely makes sense, high level Luffy gameplay. So it cycles out the judge, he doesn't seem to want to go for a judge strategy anymore. Picks up a Reiju. Might just need a refill hand at this point, but then you run the risk of dying the turn after. Well, not gonna die, but you're gonna take a lot of life for sure. Reiju does still have 3 life, but yeah, 11k from the leader and then 9k from the Geckos every turn. It's gonna be kind of devastating. I wonder what kind of Reiju start would beat a Luffy, because he must have faced a bunch of Luffys getting to this point. So I wonder how those games could have gone. So here's 11 from Niji. 11 into 7, this costs 3 cards to defend. So he does take the life, it gets bottom decked. Does he swing 10 with leader? But yeah, you do want him to take that life so they don't get into the situation I mentioned before where they can buff their leader to 9 and still keep a life. You gotta keep him at 0 at this point, even if you can't end. So Reiju out, plays the big Reiju to draw 3. Nothing that saves him. More Reijus at least. He does swing 8 into leader, that's a 2k. Sabo and baby Luffy. Is this the first Sabo in the discard? Maybe that's why it hasn't been played until now. Could be. I haven't been keeping track of the discard. But yeah, now he has both Luffy and Sabo. And a Kuzan too, to cost reduce anything. That's probably why he ditched the judge too, because it's just gonna die the turn that you play him. But then what can you do in this situation, right? So we'll see if Luffy has a 3rd Gekko Moria in hand. It's crazy how consistently they're able to find it too, because of the Sabos and like Egghead Luffy's drawing cards and Kuzan's drawing cards. Like there's no searcher for the card, but they're able to find it pretty consistently every time. Just due to the sheer like filtering power of all the cards in the deck. Who needs searchers, right? So he does swing 8k into Niji here. With the Luffy that buffed himself. He does counter 3k for that. Huh, so Niji seems to be a pretty important piece here. But yeah, still it's defending against the 6k body, right? So you save counter if they're like trying to go for your character instead of your leader. So Gekko 10 into him, kills him. So in the end, yeah, he did save 1k counter doing it that way, if he was concerned about saving life. So Kuzan swings 7 into Reiju. And gives minus cost to the character. Okay, so Reiju takes. Gekko 9, he has to take, right? And then leader can attack for 11, bring him to 0. So 2 Dawn on leader. Oh, so no Gecko, right? Because he's already used Dawn for the turn on his characters. So he brings back Egghead Luffy and Sabo, and then plays out a baby Luffy. Just pops the Reiju with the Luffy, and then the Luffy leader is 7k right now, 9k with the 2 Dawn attached. 4 Dawn to... Oh, 2 Dawn only. Why do you tap 4? To bring out the Sabo, that makes him 9k base, 11k total. Alright, 2 Dawn for the Luffy he played earlier, the baby Luffy. He just didn't tap for it until now. 1 active Dawn. And then he's got to bring back... Oh, he already brought back 2 things, so he can't leader ability anymore, so he's going to stay at 0. Swings 11 at lead, he takes, and I think it's over. I don't think there's a way to bust down this, right? Because Reiju doesn't run unblockable. So there's a Sabo there, he needs 2 rush that have to attack over a 9k body. Actually just 1, right? Because leader can attack, right. So here's a Ichiji out. So let's see if this works out. And he has, what, 6 Dawn left? So you could do like 9 into a 9k base, so it's like 1k to stop. That's all you really can do. Yeah, counters 1k, just concedes. So game 1 goes to Luffy. So frustrating, right? The deck is just so annoying to play against. It's like 9-cost Zoro is the only way to like easily take down that kind of playstyle. Because you can attack 3 times for like 16k or something like that. Yeah, literally every other deck has to like try to starve him out, and even if you do try to starve him out, you're having to defend against 11k swings and 9k swings every turn, multiple of them. So that's why it is the best deck at the moment, piloted by the best players here. Okay, let's just skip to game 2 because they're just gonna be shuffling and chatting. Okay, so Luffy starts off this time playing Garp. Right, Reiju went first last time, so the turn order changed, so let's see if that makes a difference here for curves and stuff. So he did pick up a 5-cost Luffy, pivotal card in the deck. Let's see if Reiju can get an explosive start this time. Because last time they did play a lot of like choppers. Okay, just plays out the 2-cost Reiju that they know they can't get rid of. I think Luffy started to run the finger pistol now too. Oh, this is the premium leader that they were selling at the Bandai Card Fest. It's like gold accented. Okay, so he finds a Luffy with the event searcher, so he has both pieces in hand. He could, like, next turn, he already had to put it on top and then play the 2 costs to get it out early. So he attacks for 5, Reiju takes, plays the baby Luffy out and passes. Again, susceptible to dying to Niji if the Reiju has it. So event searcher to find it maybe, because he has 3 Dawn still. He just needs the other piece as well, the 5-cost version. Takes a 4-cost Ichiji, the baby. I just noticed both decks play babies that cheat out bigger versions. That's the kind of meta now, the baby meta. Form change meta. So 5 at leader he takes and plays out a Porsche, hoping to find a chopper. He does find it. So that goes to hand, and they can play out a purple character with 4,000 power or less. Could be the chopper, or it could be this Ichiji here. He's deciding whether chopper goes to hand or it stays on board. He'd be at 4 Dawn next turn if he plays out the Ichiji. Could do the Niji too, but he does do Ichiji, he uses the effect. Does he? Or does he just pass? He does bring out the 7-cost from hand. Swing 7 at leader. Okay, super aggro start this time. Maybe this is enough to defeat the Luffy here. He does get the 3 Brothers Bond event that lets him search for a Sabo as a trigger. So that's good. That's nice, right? So it goes to the Luffy's 5 Dawn turn. Five at lead. Does he counter here? Counters 2k, then plays the Sabo out. Yeah, Western players play so quickly that it's hard for me to commentate. I'm watching it at 1.25 times speed too, to be fair. And I'm commenting on my own, all alone. And just making excuses for myself. Okay, so it passes the turn back to Reiju. After dropping the Sabo, just the Sabo there. So Reiju's at 4, he does swing 5 at lead. Could block with the Sabo, but I think he has to counter. Because if a second Ichiji comes out, it might be trouble for him to start looping. But he would have played it first, right? To debuff the Sabo so he can't block for free. I don't know, it could be like a double chopper turn, ramp to 6, and then next turn have Dawn for Judge. Right, that's something he can do. But probably not the most optimal thing to do at this point because you want to keep the aggression going. So put the Dawn onto Portia and then your character Reiju, if you can have the forecast come out too, that'd be great. What did he do in the end? He did counter, right? So Portia attacks too. Sorry, I didn't catch that. Does counter out of that one as well. Okay, that's 2 cards out of the Luffy's hand. He does play 1 chopper. 2 choppers. Okay, so at least I know a little bit about Reiju there. He did play the double chopper. It did not swing with the Ichiji. That's the interesting part. Why would you not swing with the Ichiji? So he knew swinging 5 with the leader and the Portia would have gotten 2 1Ks out of hand, but he doesn't want him to be at 1 life. It looks like. Right? Because you kind of have to force them. If they take the 5k, then the 7ks become more threatening to have to defend later on. So you make them like counter early. So he did play another Event Searcher to find a second Sabo. He just hard casts it. 1 Dawn left over. He's just filling his discard. Ooh, he fills it with Gecko Moria, so he can't depend on them anymore at this point. So 6 at Portia, it looks like. Blocks with Chopper, because he needs board space anyway. Then turn passes. Does Reiju have this one? It looks like he's the one commanding the flow of the game at the moment. I do think Luffy's hand size is... Okay, so 5 at lead he takes. Looks like a Egghead Luffy trigger. No, it goes to hand. Does Reiju run Pudding? He has to have at least 2 copies, right? And then the Luffy player is just playing around it really well. Or just he hasn't drawn it. I don't think he has it in hand. So 7 at lead. He has to use some of these Sabos up, I think. You want him in your discard anyway. Okay, so I'm guessing he gave minus 2k to that one and then he blocked with it. And then Portia 5 at lead. Counters 1. Can we see a second Ichiji here? Because if he Ichijis now, he still goes to 9 next turn. He could still judge if he wants. And if you replace the Ichijis on board, you could replay them to attack again a second time. That might be like how he goes about like setting up lethal here. This 2-cost Reiju has been on board since the beginning of the game. I don't think he's found the 4-cost yet, right? So he's kind of stuck in that regard. He does have a 4-cost Ichiji in hand, but maybe not another 7-cost. I don't remember if he had another one. He hasn't gotten a stage card either, so it's just hard for him to find pieces. So maybe he's not in as good a spot as I thought. Because yeah, he has full 8 Dawn with not really much to do with it. So he's attacking with the baby Reiju for 6. Forward on for another Ichiji, just to have him out. Interesting, interesting. Now does he counter 2 here? He does, counter 2. More cards out of the hand. Does play out the Ichiji, and then I think he just passes, right? Oh, did he have a Reiju to cheat out? Okay, it looks like he is. Is it from hand? Oh no, he just put it in the discard. So I guess you can do that, right? Minus Dawn to draw a card and not play out the Reiju. So that kind of gives away that like he has a pretty bricked hand at the moment. Right away swings leader 7 after playing Flampe to take the last life. So he's doing it before cheating out another brother to buff himself. That kind of... What does that mean? He's not going to play out a 2-cost brother here? Oh, he didn't swing with the leader. Sorry. So 4-cost Kuzan out. He just put the Dawn on. I thought he attacked. But he's just separating the Dawn early. So there's Luffy and Sabo, and then brings out the Egghead Luffy. So leader is currently 7k base, 9k total. Pops the Chopper with Luffy, draws a card, plays the Sabo out, pops out the Sabo, so he can swing for 11k right now. no chopper to block, so this could be at it is at Ichiji. This will cost 3 cards to defend, and he's kind of bricked at the moment with a bunch of the 1 costs. Oh, the baby siblings in hand. So Ichiji dies and turn passes. He does find the stage now, luckily. Maybe this turns things around. But Luffy is 9k base at the moment. Okay, he finds a stage with the stage, so he's gonna have to play it out. No, he discarded the stage. Oh, so he had it. Maybe he just got it from life? No. Wait, when did he get the stage? He just never had a good chance to play it? But he does have a judge in hand now. But I think he does not have the Dawn to play it, right? He's at 7 left over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, he looks like 8. So his judge to play this turn. Okay, so he brings out the Ichiji by returning the Arrested Dawn, -2 to one of the blockers. And draws a card. Yeah, judge can't really do much at the moment. He doesn't have enough of the suited up version of the siblings in the discard. But I guess he could still develop an AK body. I don't know. Kind of awkward, right? He does have a Niji now. I think he just got it from the draw, from his leader ability. He could try to just swing Ichiji and leader, split. That might get rid of 2 blockers. And I hope 3 life is enough to outlive the next turn. Because yeah, he hasn't gotten a single 4-cost Reiju. I think that's what's like hurting him the most at the moment. Okay, it looks like he is splitting, like I mentioned, so 10k. And then 10k from leader, or is that 9? 10, yeah. So 10-10 at leader at a 9k body. He did have to counter, the Luffy player did have to counter pretty early, so maybe he doesn't have enough, as much, like 2ks in hand, as he would like at this point. So he does block with the Sabo. Now, does he swing 10 with the leader? Oh, he has Portia too. But 9k base, you can't really split at this point. Okay, he does play out the pudding. He did run pudding. I don't know how many cards that ripped out of the Luffy's player hand. Luffy player's hand. Yeah, I said that correctly. Why did I say it twice? I'm going crazy. So he does have to return his hand and draw a new hand of 5. I'm guessing he played it for a reason, so it must have ripped at least 2 cards out of his hand. That would be nice. But kind of ballsy that he attacked with the Ichiji for 10 before that happened, because he could like counter with cards in hand to keep his hand low. Or maybe it could, like technically it could have been less than 5 and he just wanted to get the Gecko Morias out of his hand because he was expecting that next turn. Right, so he can't loop as easily. If he bricks and draws like a bunch of the 2-cost brothers at this point. Oh, I guess no, he can still use leader ability with it. So you want him to draw like the 5 costs? And then just hedge your bets on him not getting any Gecko Morias at this point. So 2 down on leader, that signifies that, well, he does have the leader ability regardless because he doesn't want to die the turn after. So yeah, tricksy pudding play there. Okay, he's counting out Dawn, so let's see how he's going to go about this. I'm guessing the pudding did its job. It ripped out a lot of what he was setting up for his game plan this turn. I stuttered. I didn't know I stuttered. Maybe I stutter when I'm tired. Lot of thinking. So 5 at lead with Kuzan -4 to Ichiji, I'm guessing. Counters 1k. Egghead Luffy out to pop the Ichiji, maybe. Right, yep. Draws a card to replace it. So no Gecko Moria. Pudding might have been the right play there. Ooh, there's the ace. The one-of ace he has in his deck. Yeah, most Luffy's cut out ace entirely, but I think Jackson runs it as a one-of. For this exact situation, he does have the 2-cost. Somehow, he got both the 2-cost and the 5-cost in hand after a pudding. And he plays it out. Attacks for 7. Insane. That pudding, I don't know. Is the pudding the reason why this is happening? Takes that, and the leader swings a 9 here. Takes that. Passes the turn. What the heck? The one-of wonder. The cards that stuck together even after you putting it. Card stacking? No, I don't want to cause any allegations here. It's just coincidence. The stage. A coincidence at the highest level of the game that, I don't know, like, there's like thousands and thousands of dollars on the line here. So a very nice coincidence to have. The card gods are on your side. So he does stage out another stage. He has still not found a 4-cost Reiju. Still unlucky. Is he gonna judge here? He can get a Niji and a Ichiji out. That's about it. And no way to get the blockers back out. He does play a Porsche to try to find a blocker. That's what you need at this point, right? He still has 2 more, I believe, in the deck. 2 of them are dead, and he doesn't find it. So these get back to the bottom of the deck. Does he cheat something out? He does cheat out an Ichiji. Could get rid of the Kuzan at least, but then 1 life, you're gonna have to defend against your opponent's board here. Oh, you want to kill the ace, right? Okay, let's see if he cheats out the 7-cost Ichiji and what he does with it. So he does bring it out, -2 to the Sabo. Might throw some 5s at the Kuzan and then stack on Ichiji to kill the ace. No, but then he'll have a blocker still. He does have 1 chopper in hand. So 7 at leader, it was? So Luffy is a 7k base at the moment. Let's see if a counter is thrown out here. I believe he only has 4 cards in hand at the moment after the pudding and then playing out the aces. And one of the Egghead Luffy's drew him a card too. He does counter 1. Let's see. Swings, what is that, 5 at ace? Oh, so I guess Ichiji debuffed the ace, not the Sabo. If Porsche was able to kill him for 5, that is. Now, if Luffy has a Gecko Moria, he can replay the ace and go for game. Swings 7 with leader. But 3 cards in hand, so it matters now. If he has Gecko Moria, that's a brick. So he doesn't need counter, so he takes that. He does have pudding that he can attack with. That's his only other valid attacking target at the moment, so 7 at Kuzan. Okay. Just going for board because he knows he can't finish because he does have a blocker and no other attacker. 2 down for a chopper just to be safe and pass. High level play. Okay, this game's a lot closer than the first one. But I do think a Gecko Moria would finish right now. Right, you could bring back a Egghead Luffy to pop the chopper and then have rush with ace and then leader and then even the Sanji can attack. He does finger pistol the chopper. That's 4 on gone. Does he just swing like 8-8? So 8 with Sabo and 9 with leader. Ooh, if there's a 4k in the Reiju's hand, then he lives and actually he might win. He counters a 5 with the Garp, takes 6 with the leader, counters 2. He had no counter. Oh my god. What? I can't believe that's how it ended, just not having any counter. Dang, that's so unfortunate. The 2-0. Oh my god. Dang, that must have been frustrating for the Reiju. If he had gotten any 4-cost Reijus, he would have had enough counter at that point, right? So just unlucky, low roll game. And then Jackson takes it. Black Yellow Luffy is the winner. It looks like he's going to Japan for a 2nd time, representing North America. I do think 2nd place and 3rd place go too, so he, Oda, and I think Chris Sock got 3rd, right? So 2 Black Yellow Luffys and a Reiju player. We'll see if they stick with those decks in what format is World's going to be in. Is it going to be in 08, 8.5? If they stick with those decks or if they switch it up. Black Yellow Luffy probably still going to be like the top deck of the format, so we'll see him. We'll see if the Reiju player sticks with Reiju. Yeah, that's it for my live reaction here. 2nd game was pretty close, but at the end, it came down to not having a 2k, right? That's pretty crazy. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this. Hope you enjoyed my live reaction. Hope it wasn't too chaotic trying to commentate and watching it at a playback that is maybe too fast. Maybe I should have just done it at 1.0. So I had more time to talk about things I wanted to talk about, but hey, gotta keep things interesting, keep myself on my toes. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you guys thought of the finals too. And yeah, I'll do like a vlog video later of what I did at the Bandai Card Fest myself. But yeah, until then, thanks for watching. Bye.
Car D Kaizoku.